You knew this would happen at some point. The 2-Dex Teros. 2-Dex Legends in general are typically pretty hard to play. A little bit more recovery time on all of their moves. Usually the stat they get is not worth it. I really think it's the same case for Teros. 2-Dex, I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right. The little bit of extra speed you get does help a little bit. I think speed is actually the best stat in the game, but I don't think it's worth it. Either way, he's a bit of a stranger to me, maybe a bit of a stranger to you, and we'll see what I can do. That rhymed. And the match is all queued up. Teros got big buffs in the last patch. Axe, Dare got buffed, as well as in the Heatwave patch it got the rework, which was overall a pretty big buff. Hammer, Downlight, got more stun, which means lower dex. It's a lot easier to do the Downlight combos, so that actually helps out a little bit. And then on top of that, Downlight into Downtick is a true combo now on Hammer, where previously it had a couple dodge frames. So, a good day for the Gawk. Maybe a good day for me as well in Stranger Danger. Not a good day to not have music though, which apparently I don't have. That's also a true combo, but that's kind of always been, so no biggie on that one. I will be getting some early knockouts just given the nature of this character, but we'll see if I can't make it even earlier with some really dumb offstage shenanigans. Teros has some super mega cheese with his N-Sigs, and gotta turn up the music mid-match. I'm willing to do it mid-combo if I have a mouse handy, but I have both my hands on the keyboard right now, so not gonna be pulling out the mouse anytime soon. This Sig has some stupid stun frames that you can just kill someone really early. Like that almost hit. The hitbox is crazy as well. And you'll see Teros is just cheese with it. There's a little bit of the axe buff, so Dare was nerfed, or at least nerfed off stage and buffed on stage in the Heatwave patch to have this variant. When it got this variant, it also got a lot less force, variable force, to make it weaker at high HP. But then the last patch they gave it more variable force, so I don't know what's going on. I still don't think that axe is like one of the absolute best weapons in the game. Just because of its design, yeah, that was a pretty obvious recovery on my part. Died for it. If I nared a little bit earlier, I actually would have lived. But it's all good. 2 stocks up, no biggie. Lot of damage coming out. Downlight into N-Sig. That should just actually kill. Reversals. Reversals are always good. Or at least there's always a situation where reversals will be good, is what I should say. I'll switch up the color a little bit. The purple horns actually look really nice. This skin is kind of flames, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Teros definitely in a lot better spot. I think weapons like Axe, Lance, Hammer are always gonna be in a interesting spot. That's what I'll say. Basically, I will make a full-length video on this, but they're the kind of weapon archetypes that if they were as good as Scythe or Katars were when those were super meta, it would be a lot more oppressive just because of the nature of the weapons and how they operate. Early offstage kill with the axe. They're slower weapons, which means that slower, more punishing. If you make a mistake, they're very good, but if you play perfectly, they're not very good. It's that kind of weapon. That's the kind of cheese that Teros can pull out. 2 decks doesn't matter when every hit counts. You're never whiffing. Maybe a little extra speed lets me get there, you know, get up there in time. Oh. Hammer Nair, very good option. Hammer's in a good spot too. But yeah, I'll make a full-length video on it. It's kind of why Lance is always seen as like one of the worst weapons by a lot of players, but it's not bad, because even if it's the worst weapon in a perfect world where if you play perfectly you'll never get hit by it, basically. That's the kind of weapon Lance is. If you play perfectly you'll never get hit by Lance. But if you make a mistake, Lance punishes you pretty hard, and they've got the tools to do stuff like that. Oh, I didn't even need to do that. Something happened off stage there. I'm not quite sure what, but it worked out in my favor. Alright, 2 games on the Stranger Teros. So yeah, again, I'll make a video on it one day. See see your thoughts on it, and it's just my opinion too. Like, I think having a weapon like Scythe, for example, as the best weapon in the game is very healthy. Even if it's better than Lance or better than Axe or whatever, I think it's very healthy because it's the kind of weapon that usually is a little bit higher risk. You know, if you don't get your read correctly, you can get punished. Takes a little bit more control, I would say. I wouldn't say more skill, because that is a little bit misleading. Because it's different skill sets for each one. But it typically takes a lot more control, a lot more effort from the user. I'm good here. I'm fine. No fear of the Gimp. The Gawk has no fear at all. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be a little afraid if I'm walking into that. There was a spot dodge. Ah, that was bad by me. Can't be doing those. Can't be doing those recoveries though. Not against the hammer ground pound. That thing will knock you out very early. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Having Axe as incredibly powerful, because what do you do to buff a weapon like Axe? You give it more force, or you give it more, I don't know, damage? But that's already buffing the strengths of it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. That's why I'm a big fan of the rework, because it makes it better in neutral, gives it a little bit more tools, but then also makes Dare a little bit weaker. Off stage, obviously, and then that was changed. But hey. Kind of letting this game slip away from me. Something happened. Something clicked. And it's escaping me. There we go. Not escaping off stage though. That's kind of been the trend of my games against the Penguin. It's just off stage cheese. Oh, if I got that ground pound, that actually could have been it maybe. I'm zooming. I'm leaving there. Oh, I knew he was gonna spot dodge there, but I did not punish properly. That was bad. That was so bad. I should not have gone out there. Oh, I went for it all, but I did not get punished. Oh, I am still not getting punished. Interesting. That island helping me out a little bit. Two decks not helping me. I tried to jump in between those two attacks, and it didn't come out. Probably should have timed it a little bit differently, given that I'm on this stance, but hey, that's all good. A downlight Ensig will clean it up. Or one of those. Well, I was not in position for a Nair or a Dare, unfortunately. But there I am. In position for the Dare. I got a little tripped up on my words there, but you know the Gawk does that to me. I'm always in awe when I play this character. So it happens. Anyway, I felt like my thoughts there were really jumbled. I don't know if actually what I was trying to say got across. But basically, Scythe takes a lot more to do the same thing as Hammer in terms of punish game. Like obviously, or in killing power, like obviously Hammer will kill a lot earlier. Each individual hit does more damage, but Scythe has more potential to follow up with dodge strings. And if you catch a dodge, Scythe gets a lot bigger reward. That kind of thing. And so you'll have a lot slower weapon that needs to win neutral less, but is harder to win neutral with. That's the kind of thing that Hammer, Axe, Lance are, compared to the Scythe, the Orb, all that. Where it's a lot easier to win neutral, but your ward typically isn't as good for one hit, and you gotta follow up with more, gotta string, gotta get dodge reads, all that. So I think having weapons with that level of interaction between the attacker and the defender is really important. Because obviously, if Scythe did as much damage as Axe or Hammer or Lance per hit, it would not be very fun to play against, because there's less interaction, right? That's why Lance also isn't very fun to, or I would say as fun to play against typically, because every hit that you're getting, there's usually not that much you can do about it, and it's usually just like individual hits, not something super crazy. I definitely should have done a downline to neutral right there, but it's all good. Like that. A lot of damage. Oh, I forgot about downlight downsig. There we go. I got my downlight downsig of the day. Apparently I'm getting some whack angles as well. And some whiff side sigs, unfortunately. Nash not whiffing though. I tried to catch on the underside of that. Nash barely avoiding it. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Disagree, agree, whatever. It is what it is. It's just my opinion. So don't treat it as more than what it is. Basically, is what I'm saying. But I will make a full-length video on that, so we can have a proper discussion someday. That was close. That was close. You saw what I was thinking of. You saw what I was going for. Almost got it. 4 games down. That's the gawk. That's the video. That's the end. This one went by pretty fast. I think it was a little faster than usual. I don't know what happened. Offstage shenanigans. I thought it was going to be a lot slower, if I'm going to be honest, based off the stance, but it is what it is. I'll see you in the next one, I guess.